Welcome back to another episode of Weeb Cafe. Today we have our first guest appearance, which I'm super excited and nervous about, and I don't know why. But we have Jalitza Delgado,
Woo woo!
who has just recently been cast in a huge shoujo anime in our studio, well, her apartment, while we're all in our own respective places. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Jalitza Delgado. I play Remi Ayasaki in Horimiya, and I also play Fumi in Aperaman. I have done small cameos in Fire Force, Tamiyomi, and also in Shuri in Kuma 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 Bear.
I was about to say, are you just going to leave off Kuma Kuma Bear?
I couldn't remember it for like a hot second. I was like, I know there's another one that I've done.
Claire, do you want to go with the first question?
Yeah, okay, so this is a pretty broad question, but tell me, Jalitza, what made you want to be a voice actor?
So it was funny. First and foremost, I got into acting through television, film, and commercial. So I really wasn't interested in voiceover at first. And it wasn't until 2018 when I watched my first ever anime. And I was like, oh wow, like, this is actually really fun, like really cool. Like, it'd be really cool to do something like this. So I talked to my agent because we have a division for voiceover, but I wasn't a part of it yet. And she just told me things I needed to do in order to be a part of it. So I worked on my demo reel, took some classes, and then, yeah, I started getting commercial auditions. And then from commercial, I worked my way into voiceover for animation.
Awesome.
So, what anime was the first anime you watched, since you mentioned it?
The first anime I've ever watched. So, in 2018, when I actually really started getting into anime, was Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon was the first ever anime I watched. And I was like, at first I hated it. I was like, she's such a crybaby. I can't deal with her. And then I related with a lot with Sailor Mars, because Sailor Mars would just be like, stop it crying, let's go. And so I was like, okay, like, that's who I am. That's literally me. And then I grew to love Usagi with every single fiber of my being.
That physically just hurt me because I grew up watching Sailor Moon and I've always loved Usagi my entire life.
You are a spitting image of Usagi.
I know, it's sad.
That's some cute shit.
That's all Claire's gonna say this entire podcast. That's some cute shit. Y'all are cute.
She said, y'all mute cute.
So, typically, when you go into the studio, I know now you're only going 2 days a week because you're doing 2 shows, but what is your typical day in the studio preparing to go in for your sessions and, like, after, and, like what's a typical day when you're recording?
So, a typical day, I have a session. If I have you never go in early at 9. So, like, the first session usually starts at 10. So I usually try to wake up at like 8:30 and warm up my voice, because warming up your voice is crucial. If you don't, you may damage your vocal cords, get a lot of vocal fry. It just doesn't sound like you have a good performance. So I usually try to wake up a little bit, like at 8 o'clock, take a shower, do some warm-ups in the shower. So I do like my staircases and my little like whistle tones and stuff. And then I make a tea. I usually make a throat coat tea just because it's has honey, and like you want to like really coat your throat before you go in anyways. So I drink a throat coat or a lemon tea, and then I get a bottle of water. I'm bougie. I always drink smart water before I go into the studio. So I always buy smart water, drink some of it, take my water bottle if I don't finish it into the studio. Funimation's about 25 minutes away from where I live. So in my car, I like jam out to music, because music also helps your vocal cords warm up. So if you're just jamming, singing along, that's a good way to like prepare your lungs and your throat. And I just go in, spend an hour or 2 hours inside, get my notes.
Hold on. I have one question. What do you jam out to in the car?
Oh, anime openings all the way. Either anime openings or like Disney. Those are like the best 2 things I find to warm up my voice, especially in the ranges that I do. So like Remi and Shuri are both very high ranges. So I usually just get in that light Disney princess airy voice.
All right, correct answer. I was about to revoke your Weeb card. Okay. Continue.
No, can't revoke me. So I do my session, and then whenever I get home, I try my best to relax my throat. I usually try to go to vocal rest immediately after a session, just because if you talk too much and like I have a session the next day or a session following, I just try my best to rest my throat right after, just so I don't strain myself.
That must be really hard for you because you never shut the fuck up.
This is very true. I don't ever stop talking. I love talking.
Well, that's a very full-packed day.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Super thankful.
How long does recording usually take?
So it depends on how long your episode is or how long you're in the episode. So a typical Horimiya session is only an hour for me, just because Remi isn't very prominent in the show yet. But for Kuma Kuma, Shuri's next episode has 120 lines. So we actually had to split the session in half. So I had to do 2 hours one day and 2 hours the next day, just for Shuri. And yeah, so definitely, and I'm not even a major player, so I can only imagine like what other voice actors have to go through. But yeah, it's not that heavy for me yet.
So, I remember you were talking to Cody when I was getting my tattoo done about recording. Is there a certain way you're supposed to record in the studio?
So what do you mean by that?
You said something about beats. You get so many beats. And then do you also get to look at the like anime footage while you record?
Yeah, so Caitlin and Jade and Kyle, those are the three directors I work with. So Caitlin Glass, Kyle Phillips, and Jade Saxton. I think it's a standard for every director to be doing this. First, they show you the clip in Japanese, so you watch it in Japanese. And then you also have two screens in front of you. So you have a screen with all the lines and then the screen with the anime. So you watch the Japanese version, and then when they're like, okay, are you ready, or do you want to watch it again? I usually just go, okay, I'm ready. And then I have my lines to the left of me. And I'm thankful to have really amazing ADR engineers. So I try my best not to worry about the flaps I see on the screen and just read my line. So I don't match the flaps the engineer does.
What do you mean, flaps?
The flaps is when the character's mouth is moving. So I don't look at their mouth moving when I am in the studio. I look at the script, just because the ADR engineer will match that for you. So you can try, but like that's more of like a intermediate level thing than a beginner thing. So there's a few lines where I've matched the flaps and we just go straight to the next line. But 9 times out of 10, whenever you have a really big paragraph, you're not focused on the mouth flaps, you're focused on how to say it and the emotion of it. And then whenever you're in the studio, the beeps, for example, you get beeps into it. So it goes beep, beep, beep. And so after the third beep, you say your line. So you don't know when you're not supposed to go in.
Okay. Because I'm having like a connection in my brain. So obviously you're not all there at the same time. So it's not like you're there and then the like another actor is like there like next to you.
Oh yeah, no.
So do you get to hear their voice, like the other dub actors' voices, or is it just like this is your line, your moment, nothing else, only Jalitza?
So it really all depends. Since we're all recording from home, some actors have recorded first or after, so like it's very like some of the spots aren't filled, but some of them are. So like when I had to record a recent episode for Horimiya, everybody else recorded the lines, and I was like one of the last to record my lines. So I got to hear everybody else while I was saying my lines, and it was a really funny scene. So like of course I'm trying to stay as serious as possible because my girl is just like a ditzy blonde, doesn't know what's going on, or a ditzy redhead. Yeah, so I got to hear like Zeno and Aries and Marissa and Alejandro. I got to hear everybody, and then it filled into me. But some episodes I go in first. So I've like for this past episode 2, I was like one of the first to record. So I didn't get to hear anybody's voice. So whenever it beeps and goes beep beep beep, and you see someone else's character's mouth moving, you don't have that spot yet. So you're like, oh, well, there's mine. So, yeah. So sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Oh, which reminds me. So I watched the second episode of Horimiya. Amazing job. It's amazing. It's just kind of weird because it's like, I know it's you, but also it's not your voice. So like, it's not like the voice that you're using right now. So I was like, holy shit, that's Jalitza, because I know it's you and I can kind of hear it, but also like, that's a different voice that you're doing, and it just it blows my mind.
I did too. Amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Bubba.
That means literally the world to me, so thank you. Cuddle cake.
Stop! No, we're not doing that. I did watch it yesterday because I was having a really bad depressive episode for whatever fucking reason. I think it's the snow. And because we're recording this on Valentine's Day and we had to cancel our plans because of the snow. But I watched it and I was like, oh, it's Jalitza. And then she talked in third person and I was like, I hate it here.
That's, Remi, she's such a treat because she doesn't stop. Like, I'm already on volume 14 of the manga, and this girl just doesn't stop talking in third person. She loves herself, and she loves her boyfriend Sengoku, so, like, I can't wait for their arc to be animated, because that's the cutest thing ever.
This anime in general is just so freaking cute. Oh my god.
It is.
Oh my god, it's so cute. It's like the perfect high school like group scenario, because no one's being toxic towards each other. It's just like very much like love triangles and love squares, and it's just like, oh, this person likes this person, but this person likes this person, but I know this person's only friends with this person. So it's very it's interesting. I can't wait for when it gets really big and ship wars happen. That's gonna be fun.
I'm just saying, Miyamura and Ishikawa. Fuck, what is his name? Ishikasa?
His name is Ishikawa.
Ishikawa for the win.
Think of Oikawa, but Ishikawa.
That's my shit right there.
Like, it's so funny. So in the manga, Hori is terrified of Miyamura leaving her for a guy, not a girl. She doesn't care if she hangs out. She doesn't care if he hangs out with girls. She's terrified of him leaving her for like Ishikawa or Sengoku, or there's like his best friend Shinso. His best friend's name is Shinso. So it's just it's a great treat, and I cannot wait for everyone to see it animated.
So my next question is, you've done a few characters now. I mean, I know Remi is your first like big role, but of all the characters you've voiced so far, who has been your favorite to do?
Honestly, I love Remi. Remi's just me. Like, she loves books. She's a little weirdo. And she just means well. And, like, she just knows everybody's business, but, like, doesn't spread everybody's business. She's super kind. I super love Remi. Remi Ayasaki for the win.
So, in case any of our listeners would like to have a professional career in voice acting, how would you suggest that they take some first steps? Like, what should they do?
The first step is definitely get into acting classes or getting into speech at school. Like, I don't know how young we're talking. If we're talking about like high schoolers, middle schoolers, definitely take your drama, theater, speech classes, just so you can not feel stage fright, because even though you are in a booth, you do have your director, your engineer, you do have people watching you. So it's not of you just being by yourself. The whole world is basically watching. So definitely build up a good core. Definitely check out a tongue twister book, just because the enunciations of some words can get a little messy and a little choppy and a little wet. So definitely enunciation and tongue twister stuff. I've learned that has been really helpful. And if they want to advance even more, start getting a demo reel, or start looking at agencies. You're not going to get very far without an agent, and that's a very, like, you're going to work towards it, like, of course, and you might not, but you won't book the big things. You won't book, like, the shows that are, like, the bigger checks or the commercials that are, like, $4,000. So, yeah, definitely keep that in mind if you don't have an agent.
So how do you go about finding an agent, and what exactly do you need in a demo reel?
So I'm very fortunate because I'm with Linda McAllister Talent. So I took a workshop and she was there and she liked me and signed me. But there's always different ways to get an agent. You can go on agency websites like Kim Dawson, Campbell, Linda. You can always see if their submissions are open, and if they are, go ahead and submit. Definitely theater background is important. Special skills are important. So, like, let's say you're a cheerleader, put that on your thing. Let's say you have, like, intermediate swimming experience, you can put that too. Definitely just build your resume, and in order to get a demo reel, there's 2 ways that you can go about it. You can go to a professional local studio here in, like, Dallas or wherever you are, and they will build a demo reel for you. So they basically create a script for you, different scenarios, and then edit it, send it to you, put it all together. That's usually upwards to $1,000 to $2,000 if you go professionally wise and get it made at a studio. But honestly, all you need is like a little Blue Yeti mic or a little mic, a good soundproofed area, so like a closet with like blankets put all over it, and just some imagination and inspiration. Definitely, this is a big don't, and I will say this with all my heart: do not do impressions. Do not try to redub an anime, because people will find that cringe and not want to cast you or even put you in their agency, just because they're not looking for impressions. They're looking for authenticity in you as a person and what you can do with your range.
So what special skills do you have on yours?
Honestly, I forgot. I'm fortunate and blessed enough to actually have removed that from my resume, but if you give me a moment, I can look it up real fast. Bear with me, please.
I have just while she's figuring it out, one of the special skills that I put on my resume that has absolutely nothing to do with anything that I plan to do in the future is that for I, at one point when I was in high school, was the 6th best clarinet player in the state of Texas.
Wow, so fancy.
Wow, Claire!
Yeah, for one whole year, I was the 6th best.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so on my special skills, what I still have is, I'm bilingual, so I can speak English and Spanish.
And a lot of French, too.
And a lot of French, yeah. But that, like, if I put French, they want you to be, like, fluent, so I can't put French. But I am conversational in French. I also have dancing, so I have ballroom, hip-hop, contemporary, and line dancing. Accents, I have American Brooklyn, American Standard, English, British, and Spanish. And sports, I have cheerleading, volleyball, soccer, and swimming.
You're missing something.
What am I missing?
Your lightsaber.
Oh, okay. Well, that was fairly recently. So I started training to do that in quarantine. So I haven't updated my resume.
What?
So I have a lightsaber because I won it when I placed at a Legacy Con last year. So you got to choose your prize, and there was a lightsaber, like a professional $90 lightsaber, and I was like, I want that as my prize. So I got it, and then literally that was March. So once quarantine hit, I had this lightsaber, and I was like, I'm gonna start learning how to do this. So I watched a crap ton of YouTube videos and used to like go outside a lot and just play with my lightsaber. So now I am technically intermediately trained on lightsaber combat, so I can put that on my resume if Marvel or Star Wars or Lucasfilms needs that information. I have it.
No, they'll take you away from me and I'll cry.
I'd like to go to LA though, please.
I know, but you'll leave me for what's his face.
For who? Zeno?
No, Spider-Man. I can't think of what his name is.
Tom Holland?
Oh my gosh, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. I was like, what is his name?
But to be fair, if I leave you for Tom Holland, he's a man. Like, who? He's a white boy I'm in love with.
It'll be okay, Kris. It's Tom Holland.
I'll go date Claire instead. It's fine.
Yes.
Claire and I will finally get married.
Yeah, for serious. When is that even happening?
When the panorama is over. What is the worst you've ever fucked up in the booth?
Oh my gosh. It was it was recently. I know what happened. Because Caitlin and I were just cracking up. I was reading a line, and I go, Horimiya and Shuri. And then I pause, and I'm like, and Caitlin and I pause the thing, and we both start cracking up. And Caitlin goes, well, you got Miyamura right, but you don't say san. She's like, this isn't Oran High School Host Club. And I was just dying laughing. I said, I'm so sorry, Caitlin. I was reading the manga, and it just got to me. She's like, fair. And so she's like, let's take it again. So it's like the funniest thing I've ever fucked up. I really don't think, like, I've had such a major fuck up where I just, like, walk out of the booth crying, because I haven't had that experience yet. Because I'm very fortunate to have amazing directors.
Don't worry, it's coming for you. It's gonna come for you.
No, it's not gonna come for me, because I'm thankful Caitlin is so patient, Jade is so patient, Kyle's a hoot to work with, so everyone I've worked with so far has been super kind.
So what's a dream scene / scenario that you would want to be able to voice actor for?
Miraculous Ladybug. I think about this all the time. I'm like, if I could be a part of Zag Heroes, I would, like, in a heartbeat. It just seems like such an amazing opportunity, and especially work with Christina V, who is my literal idol. I would die. I would literally die.
Okay, but that's a show. She said scenario.
What do you mean by? Like, in acting in film, TV?
Like, just in voice acting in general, but just, like, any... It's a question from from Ash, actually.
Oh. Wow, Ash didn't leave me a question. What a fake friend! What a fake friend!
So wait, what was it?
What was your, like, ideal scene / scenario where you would want to be able to voice actor for?
So, like, friends to lovers, I guess girls next door.
Ah, like a trope. Again, Miraculous Ladybug, superhero. Like, I would love to be a superhero.
You just want to run off with Cat Noir.
This is very true. I'm trying to think. I'm like, of course I love a good enemies to lovers, but, like, superhero for fucking sure. Put me in, like, a Marvel comic, I would die.
This is from Casey. It's not a question, but all she said was, I'll fart in your mouth. So how would you like to respond to that?
Ew.
Wait, hold on. There you go. That fart was exclusively for Casey.
Okay, let's just compare my friend's question to Casey's.
Listen, Casey and I share the same gremlin brain cell. That's all there is to it.
I'm dying laughing because you both only got 2 responses, and I think I was one of them for both of you guys.
I actually got 4, but we already covered one of them. And then the second one was Casey's.
So, Jalitza, can you teach Kris and I some voice acting? Like, take the part as, like, of, like, Caitlin in, like, your director spot. Like, what would you tell us as, like, voice actors when we're preparing a scene?
Oh, no. Give us a scene. Let Claire and I go at it.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so definitely if you're in the booth, I'll give you 2 scenarios. So let's say you're a main character, like, you got lines and stuff. So I would make you guys watch the Japanese version first, and then I would tell you a little bit about what's going on. Well, first tell you a little bit about what's going on, let you watch the scene, and then let you guys have a go at it. Depending on, like, how you guys give me the take or whatever, I would definitely, because I have my degree in film, so directing is still my niche, so I can definitely guide you through some things. So it would all just be on how your inflection and how you say things. I would definitely hope you guys don't sound flat and try my best to guide you on how to do things.
All right. If you could typecast Claire and I as a certain type of character to voice, who would you cast us as?
Claire, definitely the best friend who is just, she's the smart one with glasses So, and that's not like saying anything to Claire because she has glasses, but she's just like, Claire would definitely be the smart one with glasses.
Fuck yeah.
Claire, it's because you wear glasses. That's all it is, 100%.
No, it's because I'm super smart. It's because Jalitza recognizes my superior intellect.
Exactly. Claire took the words right out of my mouth. And Kris, I think you'd be just the mean, annoying, bratty character. Like the, hey you, like, get out of my space. Like, I don't like you. Go jump off a cliff.
I'm not Bakugo. Thank you very much.
You're Sasuke.
You definitely for sure would be great as someone with that type of attitude.
I don't like this. I reject this casting.
I agree with it. No. It's 2 against 1.
See, 2 against 1 now.
Fuck both of you. Fuck both of you.
Jalitza, can you, I just have a list. I have a list of anime noises that I want you to do. Because I was like, I want to see. So, like, I don't know what they're actually called, so I've described them.
Oh my god.
So, give us your best annoyed rival character, annoyed by main character's inability to do something easy. Or the Bakugo noise is also what I call it.
Just like a noise or actual words?
Just a noise.
So there would be closed mouth and open mouth. So closed mouth would be or open mouth would be ugh.
She makes those noises a lot at me.
Oh yeah, and then also like when you go to the studio, that's another note and tip I'd give people. Practice your random noises, because I promise you, I was in and then this goes back to another question that you said, what was like my biggest fuck up? It wasn't a fuck up. It was just like, it took us a second to get there, because in one scene I eat a sour berry, and so I wasn't hitting the note correctly. Like, we kept trying different things, but I finally got it. So, like, there was, like, the but she wanted it more like a There's, like, definitely different noises with your mouth you should practice. And I promise you probably sound like you're moaning. And every time I'm in the studio, I sound like I'm moaning. And I'm like, I hate myself. Yep, that's literally it. That's it. And then that's closed mouth pain. So, and then there's open mouth like surprise. So there's, and then there's like closed mouth like sad. So it's just like there's different noises that you make with your mouth that make it sound sexual, but you just gotta keep rocking and rolling.
Okay, I have one that I really want you to do. I have a whole list, but we won't go through all of them, but I have one that I really want you to do. So, main female character girl realizes that boy that she liked also likes her back after he publicly announces his love, but she's too shy to answer, so she just makes a noise. And what is it? Yes, perfect. It's what I'm thinking.
It's exactly what the sound Jalitza made when we realized we had feelings for each other.
That was a moment I said I love you, even though I was sleeping.
It still counts! It still counts! Okay, so this one comes from, I guess, some random person that follows me. And they said, what's your range in voices?
So I'm still working on range heavily. That's something that I used to go to vocal lessons for, just because singing helps your range. I haven't been in a session in a hot minute because of Rona, but it can go from like, hi, I talk like this and I need to talk like this because I'm a mean girl and mean girls talk like this. And then I can go really, really high like this because this is how Sherry sounds. I have to talk like this for like a good 2 hours. So it goes everywhere and anywhere it wants to. And I'm still working on a lot of it just because I want to focus on vocal fry because that's something I have a lot, but that's what my vocal coach.
What is vocal fry?
So I'm gonna make the noise and try not to fuck up my voice. So it goes like that noise, but it's constantly throughout your voice and like speaking. So I have it a lot because like since I have such a high voice that whenever I like try to talk normal, I can still hear it, but it's just because my throat just be weird. So my vocal coach and I work on that whenever we can.
I have another one from that somebody submitted, and it says, "Is the booty nice?"
The booty very nice. Every single booty in this room is nice.
I was like, whose booty is said person referring to?
I think it's Claire's. Claire's has the best booty.
My booty?
You know what? You right.
What? No, they're obviously talking about our guest's booty.
I'm just saying, both booties look nice when they have a paddle print on them.
I'm not gonna... No comment on that. No comment.
You're welcome.
Jalitza, when I was telling Kris the other day that I got, I was applying for this job that's podcast creation for a publishing company here in Austin. And they got back to me. They're like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, we just want some more information from you. Give us the link of a podcast that you've done. And so I gave them this podcast. And just sometimes I think, I'm not going to get this job now. And
You're gonna be dang.
I'm going to be like,
You know what?
paddle, with her ass looks better with a paddle mark on it. Like,
Then be like, what kind of kinky podcast is this?
what kind of shit is this? But it's fine. Because if they do hire me, it'll be like, nice.
I'm here for it. It'll be a story to tell them. Story to tell your supervisor.
I was gonna say, have you heard back from them yet?
No.
It was the pedophile episode, I bet.
It was the pedophile episode. It got me. Jalitza,
Hello.
I don't mean to cause any offense. This was not my question, so I take no part in this.
Whose tires do I need to go slash because of this?
The people wanted to know. Are you sapphic? It's not my question.
I feel like I know who put that question in there.
Oh, I full well know who did that. I am half sapphic, half into males, I guess. There's that. But I do enjoy being a sapphic for women.
A sapphic for me.
Always.
Okay, so the last hard-hitting question. Who has the hottest girlfriend?
In anime?
Of the people in this
Oh,
podcast.
man. I feel like, no. Neither of you can answer this because you're too biased. So it's actually my question.
No, that's not it!
No, yeah, it is.
I mean, it's Claire, of course. It is. It's Claire's now. This has turned into a Claire interview.
Yeah, here we go. But the only topic is who has the hotter girlfriend. Okay. Well, let's look at the facts here, okay?
I'm scared.
I got it. I got the answer. The answer is
I love this dramatic pause.
psych, it's me because we're all dating. I have the hottest girlfriends. It's both of you. There we go.
I mean, duh. I said Claire. I was like, Claire has the hottest girlfriend.
Yep. It's me. I win life.
I win, you lose.
Claire wins life.
Always.
Alright, well that question did not go how I wanted it to go, but it still worked. Alright, do you wanna plug yourself?
Yeah, sure. Please stream Horimiya on Funimation. Episode 1, 2 are dub and they're live now. You can go ahead and watch the rest of the season that they have in Japanese, but we are slowly rockin', rollin', getting simuldubs out. I don't know dates. Everyone finds out usually before I do because Funimation doesn't tell us. So please go ahead and stream that as well as Kuma Kuma Bear. Honestly, just go ahead and get a Funimation subscription. You get it, I get paid. Yay. That's it. Oh, I guess you can also follow me on social media. It's Jalitza, so the it's is included. Jalitza. And yeah, go ahead and follow me there.
Well, thank you for listening to this week's episode of Weeb Cafe. What's going to happen next week? Who knows? We don't schedule that far ahead. But make sure to follow us on Twitter, Weeb Cafe Podcast, to where you can give us your suggestions. Who do you want to hear from next? You think we got a whole arsenal of professionals? Hell yeah, we do. Who do you want to hear from next? We'll see you next Sunday. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Hold on, I need to do it in the Remi voice.
Bye-bye.